Hi there, welcome to another ATB question and answer session. I'm Mike, and today we have a question from Gabriel's Utsnit, I hope that's the right pronunciation, who asks via Instagram, I think, what will happen to the vintage guitar market when all the baby boomers are gone? Okay, well that's an interesting question, shall we say, and it's one I wanted to answer because first of all I want to dispel a myth. I often see on various guitar forums posts by people saying things like, oh well, when all the baby boomers die then all the vintage guitars will be so cheap, the market will collapse and prices will crash. And I personally think that's clearly not going to be the case. If you, as we do, run a guitar store, you will quickly find out that not all our customers are baby boomers. And the people who are buying vintage guitars at the moment are not baby boomers. They're people from Generation X, Z, and even millennials who are buying them. Now, these people may be buying in at the lower end of the market. Granted, they're not buying Bursts, Explorers or Flying Vs, but they're buying decent price Strats, 20 grand Strats, 15, 20 grand ES335s, Telecasters. They're looking for these guitars, they're buying them, and in future years they will be the people who will be buying the Bursts, which are baby boomers will be selling when they eventually decide to pass on their collectibles. Either that or Joe Bonamassa will buy a lot, I don't know. But the myth I want to try and dispel straight away is that the vintage guitar market is not based around baby boomers. That's pretty evident when you run a fairly busy vintage guitar store. It's also good to see these younger players coming up through the ranks looking for vintage guitars which maybe their dad's heroes used to use back in the 60s and 70s. Maybe they've learnt from their fathers that these are the players to listen out for, and they've taken inspiration from these players and hence looked for their guitars. But there is a big market from the generations after the baby boomers who still want to buy, sell and trade vintage guitars. So to answer Gabriel's question, there is not going to be a crash when the baby boomers sell up their instruments. They are going to find homes very easily amongst the next generation of players who are coming through the ranks. Basically, vintage is not going to go out of fashion. Well, I think it's not. We think it's not, and there's certainly at the moment more demand than there is supply, and all these guitars are going to find home. And if you're looking for a crash in the vintage guitar market, I really do have some bad news for you, and I'm afraid it's not going to happen very soon. Thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are a Generation X, Z or millennial who plays a vintage guitar, then let us know about it in the comments below. If you have any other questions you'd like us to answer on any vintage guitar subjects, then please leave a comment in the section and we'll try and include them on another questions and answer session.